Here today to talk about the process of IVF is Kimberly Meehan. She's a psych nurse practitioner for moms, and you also run that Instagram account that talks about all things mom and pregnancy related, postpartum related as well. So Kimberly, thanks for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
So this is obviously a huge development. For those who are unfamiliar with the IVF process, what is the cost like for a patient right now?
For the traditional IVF, anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 per cycle, depending on the clinic you're at.
And by per cycle, you mean just that one try?
Per retrieval. So for each retrieval, you can get anywhere from 1 embryo all the way up to, I don't know, 8 to 10 embryos. And so it would be per retrieval of that, but more common than not, most people have to do multiple cycles.
And what does insurance look like for this? Because I know that sometimes insurance covers it, but I'm assuming you're still paying a significant chunk out of pocket.
Exactly, yeah. So insurance covers about, seems like 50% of insurers have some sort of fertility coverage, but even with that, that's not always going to cover the medication. It's not always going to cover the anesthesia fees or the visit fees. And so I would say even with insurance coverage, you probably will still be paying 10 plus grand out of pocket.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not everyone can do that.
No.
Reducing the price of this, how will that change the game for people?
I think it will make it more accessible. It'll take away some of the decision-making factors. If finances are a big decision of, oh, should we do another cycle or not, it makes that decision a little bit less heavy and more be able to be focused on what does our family need and want versus what can we afford financially.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not just the financials of this that's difficult, it's also access to it. Talk about that, the process of actually finding a clinic that does IVF and, you know, scheduling all that.
Exactly, yeah. So in order, like going through the process of IVF, you're typically there, at least for the retrieval, you're there for 2 to 3 weeks every single day for an appointment. So you need to live within close proximity or be able to travel for one. In Rhode Island, there's 2 that I know of in the state, both in Providence. Otherwise, you might have to travel to Boston, Connecticut,
Wow.
New York. And a lot of the times those clinics, whether in Rhode Island or in other states, will have really long wait lists, 3 to 6 months.
Wow, and there's only 2, so if you live in, you know, the northern or southern part of the state, not super accessible.
Exactly, yeah. So a lot of people go out of state, both for maybe different costs, but also more opportunity.
Do you think there's a stigma around IVF?
I think there can be. I think for moms going through it, there can be stigma of like, what did I do? What's wrong with me? The shame of it. I think even culturally there can be, in the sense of like, oh, like they can't have it naturally or something like that, when in fact it's very much a medical concern in the same way that diabetes is, or the same way that, you know, high blood pressure is, and that a lot of times for those going through infertility, there isn't anything that can be like that you can control or have done differently. It's very much medical based, and I think there's so much misconception about why somebody might be going through it.
Yeah, I think you're right. And obviously, hopefully this is a big step forward and will also help normalize it while reducing the price. Now, we have talked about your online community called My Tribe. Can you talk about that?
We're excited to continue to promote maternal mental health, which really that's a big piece to infertility, is that burden of it on mental health. And so it's something I talk about a lot on my page, is whether you're trying to conceive pregnancy postpartum, that there's an emotional piece to all of that, and it's so important for the mom to feel held no matter what stage of the motherhood journey she's on.
Absolutely, and you have some great Instagram posts that definitely, you know, help women feel more connected through that, so we appreciate you doing that.
Thank you, yeah.
All right, well, Kimberly, thanks for being here with us and providing us your insight. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.